you want to lead a party live? We are going to do a live build of Lauren Boebert. This is my first time doing it with my partner in crime, Nate. There, I'm excited about this. I need you, Nate.
I got you.
Okay, good. We're going to wait just a moment, see if we're connecting with everything, and it looks like we are. So that is good. I'm glad about that. All right, so Nate, are you ready to get into this?
Let's do it.
Okay, all right, so let me bring up our character sheet. All right, I'm going to disappear. Nate, take it away.
Alrighty. Hi, everybody. So here is our D&D Beyond character builder. I've used this a little bit. It's very helpful, I would think. It sounds like, just based on what Reagan has told me here, that the consensus on Lauren Boebert is to create, what was it? It was a
half
orc.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it half orc. Now, I just want to say before we do introduce a half orc, let us also remember that while we have different views or similar views to Lauren Boebert, let us also remember she is a human being. So we want to take that into account as we are creating her. But yes, on Twitter, we were told half orc.
Okay. Half orc, as the name implies, for this particular race, they are half orc and half something else. As I understand it, they've got, yep, there it is. So they have a couple of bonuses. There's the they get +2 to strength, +1 to constitution. They have dark vision. They are able to menace. Able to fight if you're able to in D&D 5e in combat in 5e meaning 5th edition. I'm given to understand that if you are able to menace an opponent, you can frighten them and make them considerably less effective. You don't necessarily need to pound them into jelly. You gain proficiency in the intimidation skill. You get relentless endurance. When you are reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead. You can do that every long rest. Once every long rest. Very interesting. Okay. So looks like there's quite a bit of lore available to give you some lowdown on what a half-orc is, how their culture is built and typically goes. So I think, yeah, we've got the half orc chosen here. Reagan, go ahead and make that selection, I suppose. Choose race. There we are. So all of those, that character builder is great, gives you a nice rundown of what you've got available. Choose class. We are also being directed to create a particular class.
Yeah, we were told barbarian. Now, I want to be fair to this because I do want people to have input in this. So we can do barbarian, but Nate, we can also add in another class if we decide to. So we can play around with that.
Yes. Some classes do have some synergy before. Reagan has, in some of her previous builds, has actually multi-classed. One of my characters in the campaign that we are playing is a fighter barbarian multi-class, for example. So you may be able to find ways to make certain classes work together that can allow you to further customize your character to make it the one that you really want to play. So with a barbarian, A defining feature of the Barbarian, having only played one before, is they're essentially damage dealers. They get angry and they smash stuff with big weapons. Uh, so um, that is what, with a +2 to strength, the half orc is probably going to be helpful in that regard.
Yeah. Now the question does come in, what level do we want to make Lauren at?
Sure.
She is brand new to her job, so we kind of have to think, how do we want to create her level to have a little bit of fun with this?
Could I suggest something?
Always.
Um, Barbarian is one of the classes where certain big power jumps occur at level 3. So at level 3, you're able to choose a subclass of the Barbarian.
Okay.
So that could be interesting. Looks like we can choose some proficiencies as well. Yeah, so Barbarian Skills. They are proficient in light armor, medium armor, shields, simple weapons, martial weapons, no tool proficiencies. And then I would assume that because their saving throws are also geared around, I think their strength and constitution, barbarians are. So possibly a barbarian skill that could be helpful would be athletics. So that is one that I'm going, just in case you need a character to do the heavy lifting. Another barbarian skill, I'm not sure we're going to dump wisdom, but I tend to, just FYI, I tend to overanalyze, and I'm a little bit of a min-maxer, so I enjoy optimizing. Just so you know, Reagan, I know you're monitoring me, and I think you suspect this about me as well.
Yes, I did. So what did you want to choose for the second one?
Let's take a look, actually. So,
okay. So for the second
available.
one, we can add in animal handling, nature, perception, or survival.
Survival. I would say survival. Given that Lauren Boebert is also very outdoorsy, she's from Colorado, and very much about firearms.
Oh, yes, she is. She's very much about firearms.
She's able to tell where she can find north. Let's say that.
she can definitely find north.
Primal Path. Could we take a look at that, please?
Okay.
Click on that. This is our subclass, everybody. So at third level, you choose a path that shapes the nature of your rage. Rage is a defining barbarian feature. I should have probably mentioned that earlier. But think about maybe an easy reference. The madder a character gets, the stronger that character can get. Think about perhaps something like the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is probably a barbarian. So many stairs.
All right.
Choose an option.
Are the options coming up?
I'm not seeing them. Could you click on that?
Then I'll read the options then. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Your options are Path of Wild Magic, Path of the Ancestral Guardian, Path of the Battle Rager, Path of the Beast, Path of the Berserker, Path of the Storm Herald, Path of the Totem Warrior, and Path of the Zealot.
If I remember correctly, Lauren Boebert is very much about symbols. She likes eagles. She likes things like that. So let's go with totem warrior.
Okay, interesting. I was going to say zealot, but we can go with totem warrior. All right. So now
Let the eagle soar.
okay, let the eagle soar. Let's see what our choices are for our totem spirit. It is an eagle. All right. Other choices are bear, elk, tiger, or wolf.
I would assume they each get you different things.
Right.
So,
but you're right. She is definitely about the eagles.
it just feels right somehow.
Yep. So, eagle, while you're raging, other creatures have disadvantage on opportunity attack rolls against you, and you can use the dash action.
Wow. As a bonus action, too. The
Yeah.
spirit of the magic makes you into a predator who can weave through the fray with ease. Okay. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, that sounds very good. All right. So then the question does become, do we want to add in another class for this young lady?
I would maybe, since we have yet to be able to bump one of our skill. We do not get an ability score improvement until level 4.
Right.
So I would maybe not multi-class before getting an ability score improvement to be able to bump either strength or constitution to help us do stuff better.
Okay, so do you want to move her up to a level 4?
Well, I mean, we can, but it depends on how the campaign goes.
Okay, all right. So let's go to ability scores then.
Clicky. Let's keep her a barbarian for right now.
Here are the ability scores. So do you want to do standard, manual, meaning we roll for it, or point by?
I would argue point by, but that's
okay.
me.
Okay. I am flexible here, sir.
Let's get, because we get a +2 strength and a +1 con, I feel like we could probably use those.
Okay.
So let's get strength maybe to 15.
Okay.
And the con maybe to 14 or 15. I think 15 probably. Yeah.
Okay, if we do 15, then we only have 9 points left. But if we do 14, then we have 11 points to mess with.
Okay. Let me see here. Because she's proficient in survival, which keys off of whiz, we should probably not dump wisdom.
Okay.
Intelligence, dexterity, charisma. Dexterity also helps with AC, now that I think of it.
Right.
So,
now, again, she's half orc and a barbarian. So we can definitely put her into some armor, but yeah, it is going to affect her initiative and her armor class.
Okay. If I remember right, medium armor grants some benefits. Let's put dexterity and let's put dexterity at 14.
Okay. So 11 points remaining.
Con at 14.
Okay, 4 points remaining.
Let's do Wiz and Charisma both at 10.
Okay. All right. That is our point buy. Okay, are you ready for a description?
Let's do it.
All right. So I always like to put in a picture. I like to think about what my characters are going to look like.
Sure.
These are not pretty characters.
Half-orcs
So,
are, well, different cultures, different standards of beauty.
Yeah. I think this is the best one for this. Sorry about that. All right. So background. What do you want to make her background?
Whew. She's not only out there in Colorado, she is like out there in Colorado. You know what I mean? So like, uh, maybe something like a far traveler or like, oh goodness. What are the I wish I could see the options here. I can't see them very
Okay,
well.
there are quite a few, and I do again apologize for this. We're using the free version of a lot of things. We're not rich people, but we are rich in culture. We have acolyte, charlatan, city watch, clan crafter, cloistered scholar, courtier, criminal, entertainer, faction agent, far traveler, folk hero, gladiator,
Oh, she's a populist.
Okay.
She's a right-wing populist.
Okay.
How about folk hero?
Okay, we can do that. All right. So, with being a folk hero, she comes with some skill proficiencies. So, for animal handling, so our skill proficiencies, we've got acrobatics, arcana, deception, history, insight, investigation, medicine, nature, perception, performance, persuasion, religion, sleight of hand, or stealth. Barbarian half orcs are not stealthy.
No, perception is one of the most rolled skills in the game.
Yep.
So being able to pick it is probably helpful.
Yeah, we've got perception, so we can pick that one. Artisan tools. I dislike this one.
Maybe it'll be helpful.
Yeah. All I could think that might be helpful for her would be like cartographer's tools.
Oh, sure. Like surveying.
Yeah. Because I mean, that goes with her, you know.
Yeah, find your way around the wilderness.
Yeah. All right. Can you see suggested characteristics?
Yes, I can.
Yay! Okay, good. So I can disappear and you can choose suggested.
Cool. I judge people by their actions. I'm trouble. When I set my mind to something, I follow through no matter what gets in my way. I'm confident in my own abilities. Thinking is for other people. I prefer action. Let's go with thinking is for other people. I prefer action. That feels right. So let us scroll down further here to the ideals. Oh, goodness. Freedom. Tyrants must not be allowed to oppress the people. Yeah. She is quite obsessed. Maybe not obsessed, but she's anxious to be seen. Let's say
she
that.
has strong feelings.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. Bonds. I worked the land, I love the land, and I will protect the land. How about that? Flaws. I'm thinking, yep, I'm convinced of the significance of my something on the screen is telling me. I agree with that one. I actually agree hard with that one. So there we go. Good call, Reagan.
that just screamed out, yeah, that might be a flaw. And okay, I'm just gonna say this in my polite Midwestern kind of way.
Please.
That if people do believe themselves to be something more than they are, that can work in your favor, but that can also work against you. For example, if you want to be an actor or a stand-up comic, you have to believe that there's something great inside of you that will draw people to you. But at the same time, you have to realize you are not God's gift to the world or whatever omnipotent being you do or do not believe in. You were put on this earth for whatever reason, but also understand that there's room at the top for everybody. And also, you will be good at something, not necessarily the best. So that's my settle down kind of thought on that one.
Sounds about right. Character details. Alignment apparently used to be much more of a thing in previous editions, but
yeah,
you might have heard of like things like this, like neutral good and chaotic good.
She feels chaotic to me.
She feels chaotic neutral to me.
Okay.
I can
definitely do that.
Which works for a barbarian.
Huh?
Which works for a barbarian.
Yeah, it does. She does not seem to come from a wealthy background.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know if she's modest or.
I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure either. I'll put her at modest.
Modest.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then next is equipment.
So with barbarians are all about big weapons and dealing damage with them. So you'll take my weapons when you pry them from, etc. There's what can she get? +2 strength. There's like great axe, there's great swords, there's like all sorts of stuff like that.
So I can give her a great axe, I can give her a great sword.
Let's do. What's up?
So someone just sent us. Oh, never mind. I thought that was. Nope, I thought that was something else. Sorry, I thought we got a note on what level to make her. Okay, so we've got great axe, great club, great sword.
Let's go with the biggest. To go with her ambition, let's go with the biggest weapon and damage die available. Could you please add the great axe?
All right, great axe. Anything else you want to give her for weapons?
I don't know. What else? She might. It might be helpful to have a ranged option, but I don't know what she can do.
Yeah.
Oh, hand axes. So a great axe or any. Let's do hand axes. She can hurl them.
Okay.
And then she gets an explorer's pack and 4 javelins, it looks like, too.
Oh, you want her to have a javelin?
We can. Yeah, I think
Okay.
she gets them as, I think she gets them, doesn't this give you that stuff automatically?
Okay, so let's see. What does she have? No, she does not on this one.
Okay,
So,
cool.
how many javelins do you want her to have?
The player's handbook says 4. So,
Okay. Let's give her 4. Okay, so she's got that. Are we going to put her in armor?
I would hope so. Yeah.
All right, so let me go back up here. Let me get rid of magical and let's put her in some armor. What do you want to put her in? Because we did hit her strength.
She can do medium armor, it looks like. So whatever medium armor she's got available. There's also going to be a feature with barbarians. I think it's called unarmored defense.
Mm.
It depends on your wisdom score, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So medium armor, she's got spiked, scale, and half plate.
Right now I find the half plate very tempting.
Okay.
Let's do it. Half plate.
Okay. And then I'm going to put her in the half plate. And so right now she's wielding her great axe and her hand axe.
Cool.
Her javelins will be in her pack.
Yeah, just fling them on back. Yep.
All right. Okay. Are you ready to see her?
Let's do it.
All right. Here she comes. I'm excited. Drum roll, please. It's being a little dramatic right now. Oh, it's very dramatic right now. I feel like I'm in the right.
There
Go. Okay.
There she is.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Armor class is 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smackety. +5 to athletics. She can pick stuff up. Intimidation, that helps, I'm sure.
Perception, a +2. Definite disadvantage on stealth. She is not going to be stealthy.
Yeah. No, barbarians aren't generally subtle.
Okay.
She's got 32 hit points for a level 3 character. That's not so bad.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that I would have thought that her walking speed would have been faster.
For a half orc?
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Hello? Uh-oh.
I can still hear you.
Wait there for a second. Let's see if we can get Nate back. Hold on. Okay. I think there he is. Oh, lost him again. For 1 second. This time doing this together.
Hello.
So let's see if back with Nate.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, we got Nate back. Yay!
I was about to barbarian rage on this friggin' computer. Wonderful.
All right. So let's see here. Don't barbarian rage. We're back. We're okay. All right. So from what I could see here, not bad for a level 3.
I would role play this character as somebody who's probably very opinionated, is quite courageous, probably foolhardy, actually, like the one who's gonna run in there first and try and smack the hell out of something before investigating.
Yeah.
And is kind of pushy in terms of what she thinks the party should do next.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely for this particular type of character. You're going to get a character that yeah, they're going to run in head first and ask questions later kind of situation. This is not the character that you want making the decisions for your party, but it is the character that you do want to have in your party, especially if you've got wizards who are very squishy. So for a party, depending on what you're doing, you do want the smasher, you do want the repairer, you do want the stealth, and you also do want the magic. So you want those things coming into a combination.
Mm-hmm. Generally, a fighter equivalent, a rogue equivalent, a cleric equivalent, somebody who can heal, and a wizard. That's like those are like the big four.
Yeah.
In an adventuring party, but any party can be made up of any composition of characters and still work. So, so I would be frankly excited to give this character a try. So
yeah, it would be really interesting to see this character.
now, I'm
If
curious.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I'm just curious. Like, what do you suppose led to this consensus of her as a half orc and as a barbarian?
I think that it is very much how she's coming off now.
Okay.
Publicly, she's coming off very much. This is how it should be. I say it so. I the unfortunate hashtag that was attached to her, Lauren Boebert, hashtag that people had for her. I think it kind of goes with she's not knowledgeable. Now, for me, and I'm just going to say this, for me, it has nothing to do with her getting a GED. I will say this from now until the end of my time. Having a GED or having a PhD does not dictate intelligence. It just says you had more schooling than someone else. That's all it says, as far as I'm concerned. But saying things such as, you don't have to worry about this pandemic, it's not as bad as they're making out to say, saying things like, I should be able to take guns with me to work, and why do I have to go through metal detectors? I used to be a school teacher, so I've seen small children have to go through metal detectors. So if small children have to do it, then we as adults should also be able to do it. We can't have one rule for children and a completely different rule for adults, especially after we saw what happened in January.
That was 3 months ago today.
Yes, it oh my gosh, it was 3 months ago today. So
3 months.
yeah, it seems like it was forever ago, but yeah, you're right. It was just 90 days ago. And that's why. The other incident that just recently happened where someone drove their car into people protecting the Capitol. This, hmm, I guess, why people said it is because it feels like there's an escalation
Hmm.
on some of our politicians' part where they're talking about uh, people are taking away things from you and you have to fight. This type of rhetoric, it is going to cause people to respond in ever increasingly bad ways or poorly thought out ways. I'm
Hmm.
using very much my Midwestern trying to be polite in this talk,
I
especially
read
since,
you.
right, especially since we are talking again about human beings. I get it. I get it. As human beings, we have been stressed out. We have been at like level 10 stress for over a year now.
13 months. About
Yeah,
almost. Yeah.
right. So I'm tired. I know a lot of other people are tired, but it's sort of like that character that we created this week, PGT Beauregard. We also have to see the writing on the wall. We cannot go back to the way that it was. I hate to say that. I hate to be the one to tell people that. We cannot go back. We have to go forward. And so going forward means that we are going to have to do things differently. We are going to have to wear masks. We are going to have to look at our choices about getting a vaccination, not getting a vaccination. Do you get the flu shot? Do you not get the flu shot? We're going to have to think about ways that we socialize because we are trying to protect everybody. We're also going to have to think about how we do our medical system. We're going to have to think about how we do our transportation system. All these things were crushed in this 13-month pandemic. Uh, you have so many people that can't get medical care, can't get mental health care. You're going to have some problems. You just are.
The key is to not reject the process, to not reject your fellow citizens, to see them as citizens in the first place, right? Like these are folks who deserve respect. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got a little sad there for a second.
Well, what a
So
time! What a time to be alive, friends.
yes, it is really a fascinating time. It really is a fascinating time in regards to what we're seeing um, in our all of our different but basically people's developments and then just what we're seeing happening in the world. Things are feeling like they're happening more frequently, and I think part of that is that we're seeing a lot of stuff in real time versus having that period of the news ends at 11 o'clock and then it doesn't come back on until like 6 a.m. You had like that
Mm.
7 hour period where you didn't have your phone and you didn't have all this other stuff. So you had 7 hours of just downtime. And then it picks back up at 6 a.m. and then it goes off the news and then it comes back on maybe in the afternoon and then
Hmm.
not again until night and then late night. And then that was it. So it was broken up into pieces for you. So it wasn't hitting you all at the same time. Okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
So something I found, I'm looking at with Lauren here. If we were going to multi-class her, it would have to be something that hits on constitution, dexterity, or strength.
A fighter, fighter, rogue, perhaps.
Yeah.
Now, some features apply. I will say that probably between the two of them, well, actually, maybe a ranger too. Between
You
the
definitely be a
three of
ranger.
them, yeah, between the three of them, fighter makes the most sense to me if we were to multi-class her, because
Right.
magic doesn't work while you're raging,
No,
and
it doesn't.
you want to be able to. You can't cast spells. You can't heal. You can't maintain concentration on a certain spell effect. So if somebody else in your party has the magic covered, maybe go for something a little bit more physical. But barbarians are a very physical class, so it makes sense that it would work better with another martial character like a fighter, to me at least.
Yeah, with this one, just looking at her, now I'm going to say this again, intelligence and wisdom does not mean how we're thinking about the person itself. We're thinking about where their strengths lie in the ability. So
Yeah.
we're not calling anybody unintelligent or unwise.
No.
But looking at this, to be a spellcaster, you either have to be based on your intelligence or your wisdom. It's either
Or
coming
charisma.
right. So with those three being so low, she cannot be a bard. Definitely no to sorcerer, no to warlock, no to artificer. She could potentially be, possibly, maybe a rogue if we got rid of the huge weapons.
Mm-hmm.
If we got rid of the huge weapons and just kept hitting her strength and dexterity, then we could make her barbarian rogue. But that doesn't seem to quite go together because barbarians are ragers. And so you cannot be a rager if you are a rogue. So yeah, you're right. She would definitely have to be, her multi-class would have to be fighter. She would have to be a barbarian fighter.
Rogues also run on dexterity, and they aren't proficient with medium armor. So a rogue without stealth is a very strange rogue to me.
Yeah.
So in half plate armor, she's going to have disadvantage on stealth rolls. So
yeah, that's why I was saying we would have to like get rid of her armor and her big weapon. Like she could sell those at, like a stop that they're at or something like that, and pick up maybe a lighter armor. But she is orc, and she is half orc, and she is also a barbarian, and those two things don't go with stealth. They just unfortunately don't. So we've got to hit up her where her strengths are, which is constitution and strength. And yeah, that only works with a fighter.
I probably wouldn't multi-class until after level 8.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that we could get her strength and her constitution as high as possible. Yeah, those are my thoughts at least.
All right. Well, that is our Lauren Boebert. We should be back next week with a new politician if everything goes well. And as before, if there's a particular politician or a particular historical figure that you want us to talk about, let us know. We're on Twitch now. You can also let us know on our YouTube channel. We just released the build that we did for Nefertiti. So that has been released as of this morning at midnight.
Fun with that one.
Yeah, that was a really good one. She was a very fascinating, interesting one. So check us out on that, and we will see you next week. Night.
Night.